You open your eyes for the first time. And here we are, in a village called the Hidden Leaf Village. You don't know it yet, but you've just been born into a world where almost everyone comes into life with special talents or techniques. And you were born with nothing. See, in this world, people are born with something called chakra. It's like your inner energy. Everyone has it. It's what lets you walk on walls, breathe fire, summon giant animals, or punch a mountain into dust. Some people are born with even more. Abilities passed down through their bloodline. Kekkei Genkai, eyes that can see the future, eyes that can copy any technique with a single glance, or eyes that trap you in a nightmare you'll never wake up from. Others are born with monsters sealed inside their bodies, and somehow, that makes them special too. Others come from clans with secret techniques passed down for generations, families with genetic superpowers, kids who can control sand with their minds or command insects like an army. And you were born with a giant forehead and zero special abilities. Congratulations, you won at life the moment you were born. Okay, seriously now. No Sharingan, no Byakugan, no tailed beast sealed inside you, no secret clan, no hidden power waiting to awaken. You try to control your chakra for the first time, and nothing happens. You try to do the basic clone jutsu, the simplest technique out there, one that even 5-year-olds can do with their eyes closed, and you fail. You try again, fail, and again, still fail. Your instructor at the academy gives you that look. You know the one, part pity, part disappointment. You grow up, and you're still a statistical anomaly. While your classmates are mastering elemental jutsu at 8 years old, you're in the academy yard trying not to break your neck doing a cartwheel. They're training with hand signs. You're kicking trees. They make perfect clones. Yours, they look like depressed scarecrows. Every morning you wake up early, train alone in an empty field, listening to the sound of crickets and your own insignificance. No one wants to train with the kid who can't even mold chakra. To everyone, you're the failure of the ninja world. Every day you hear the laughs, the teasing. You pretend it doesn't bother you, but it does, a lot. Because even after all the training, the results never come. And when they do, they're pathetic. Like standing on a wall for 3 seconds and celebrating like you just won a war. Your arms ache, your feet bleed. You come home with scraped cheeks and even more scraped pride. But still, you keep going, because something inside you refuses to give up. And that's when he shows up. My guy. The first person who looks at you and sees a person. Not a mistake, not a lost cause. A ninja. Granted, he looks insane. Tight green jumpsuit, giant caterpillar eyebrows, motivational earrings that scream, try hard. You almost run away during your first conversation, but then he smiles and says he sees something in you, something no one else ever saw. You don't understand what he means, but you agree to train with him. And for the first time, someone believes in you. Too bad that still doesn't prepare you for what comes next. Time passes, and against all odds, you graduate. Not by miracle, not by luck, but because you chose to turn your own body into a weapon. Punches, kicks, spins, elbows, blood. You became a brute force machine with a stone heart and hidden tears. And then one day, the announcement comes. You've been assigned to a team. A new squad, 3 members, you, the prodigy Neji Hyuga, and the weapons girl, 1010. You smile. But deep down, you know, it's just the beginning of a new kind of torture, because now you have to prove you deserve to stand beside them. You made the team, but not completely. On the very first day of group training, Neji looks at you like he's examining an insect. No emotion, no patience, no hope. To him, destiny is everything. You're either born with talent, or you shouldn't even be alive. And you're walking proof that hard work is still a punchline. 1010 tries to play it cool, pretends not to notice, but even she knows you're the weak link. Missions begin. You miss the timing on movements. Take hits you should have dodged. Fall. Again. The problem isn't just your body breaking, it's your mind. Because eventually, you start to wonder, what if Neji's right? What if all this effort is just an illusion? What if I'll never catch up, no matter how hard I hurt myself? And with that hanging over your head, you get ready for the Chunin exams. You train like a man possessed. You run with ankle weights, do 1,000 push-ups a day, sleep with your fists taped up. But then the day arrives, and you see it, everyone else's level. The kid with the sound jutsu, the one who bends frequencies in the air, the boy who summons poison puppets, the guy who moves shadows like he's playing chess with death. And then there's him, the prodigy of the moment, Uchiha, that emo fringe straight out of the 2000s, those arched brows like he was born thinking he's the main character, Sasuke, the village's golden boy, the chosen one, the one everyone looks at and says, that kid's got talent. But that day, he crossed a line. He was arrogant, said you weren't a threat, said he didn't even need to use half his strength, said fighting you was a waste of time. And then something inside you snapped. Not chakra, not some hidden power. Rage. Rage from every time you hit the ground while others soared. From every time they called you hardworking. Like it was an insult. Like dedication was something to be ashamed of. You look at him, and you don't see a god. You see a spoiled kid with powers he doesn't even understand. So you go for him. Fast, precise, cold. Sasuke tries to read you, but he can't. Your moves are too sharp. Your speed is unreal. Your kicks slice the air like they're screaming for you. He goes flying, humiliated. You stop. No smile, no celebration, just a message, a reminder. You may not have been born with anything, but you built everything with your bare hands, literally. Some vanish into thin air, others summon giant snakes. You've only got your fists, your body, your desperation. The fight against Gaara isn't a battle, it's a sentence. You give it everything. You open the inner gates, feel the power exploding in your chest. You kick, punch, spin, tear your body apart, and still, you fight until your body gives out. You already opened the inner gates. You already sacrificed days, months, years of your life just for a chance. And for a moment, you think you did it. Gaara vanishes. The crowd holds its breath. Your body spins through the air. Sand flies in slow motion. You end the kick with the fury of a lifetime of being underestimated. The arena shakes. Silence. But then, he gets up, unscathed. You, on the other hand, you feel everything breaking inside. Tendons tearing, bones cracking. Your body collapses like a puppet with cut strings. And still, you try to stand, you try to fight. But Gaara isn't fighting, he's punishing. The sand wraps around your leg, then your arm, then everything. It squeezes, twists, crushes. You feel it every snap, every drop of pain, every scream that won't come out. And when you fall completely, with your soul, with your pride, with the entire story you tried to build. You don't win, not even close. Your body is wrecked, arms shattered, leg destroyed, blood pouring. The medic's already halfway into the arena, but you start to stand, slowly, shaking, with no support. Like gravity decided to be crueler to you than to anyone else. Your muscles don't respond, your mind is long gone. And still, you rise. The crowd holds its breath. And up in the stands, Guy cries, because he sees it. He sees that what's keeping you standing isn't technique, isn't chakra, isn't pride. It's will. The will to fight, to go on, even with no chance, even with nothing, and you stay there, standing for seconds that feel like forever, until your body finally gives up and falls again. You didn't win that day, but you left the entire world speechless. Not everyone understood, but Guy did. That day, you lost a fight, but showed everyone what you're made of. You could have stopped there. Could have accepted the defeat, the broken body, the diagnosis that said you'd never step into a battlefield again. But you didn't. No Kekkei Genkai, no Sharingan, no Cursed Seal, nothing. And you came back, on crutches, in pain, swallowing tears. You came back to train, alone as always, slower, weaker, more limited, but standing. And little by little, you rebuilt what was left of you, muscle by muscle, move by move, until you could run again, until you could kick a tree without blacking out. Then came the Shinobi War, the entire ninja world in chaos. Tailed beasts, armies of the dead, gods falling from the sky. And you're on the front lines, no glowing eyes, no mystical transformation. Just the same thing as always, your body, your will. And in the middle of the chaos, Might Guy, your master, your mirror, opens the 8th gate. You feel it instantly. No one needs to explain. You've been there. You almost died trying. You felt your body implode just to land one more kick. And now you watch him do the same, with a smile on his face, walking straight into the abyss. But you don't freeze. You feel proud. Proud to see the man who taught you everything become a legend before your eyes. Might Guy. The only one who saw you when no one else did. The man who said, with shining eyes, hard work surpasses natural talent. He didn't give you a secret jutsu. He didn't hand you an inherited power. He gave you something greater. Faith. Faith in yourself. Faith in effort. Faith that, with enough will, even the impossible can bleed. And now, in the middle of a war, with the world collapsing, you feel that stronger than ever. You don't need to be remembered, because you know who you are. You are Might Guy's student, and that is everything. You never became Hokage, never saved the world with a friendship speech. You trained in the dark, bled behind the curtains, fought in silence. While the prodigies shined, you endured. And maybe your story won't be in the history books. Maybe no one will build statues with your face. But the truth? You taught them all something they forgot. Courage doesn't come from talent. It comes from the fall, from the dirt, from the moment everyone says it's over, and you choose to keep going. You were never special. And that's exactly why you're unforgettable.